Hello and welcome to the Thinking Cap Solutions podcast. This is episode 4. Thank you to anyone who might be a repeat offender. We love anyone who might have made the round trip back. For anyone who might be new, we talk about content, audience and engagement. Let's do the introductions. My name is Corey Kay. Hello, Mickey Ma.
Good to be here.
And today we are going to talk about audience, and more precisely, we're going to give you some nice, what we think are really easy tips to understand your audience on a deeper level. Now, some use the word customer. We use the word audience. Customer to us is someone that you interact with. Audience is someone that you want to build a relationship with, that you want to understand better and bring them closer to you. And then conversely, your audience would like that same relationship back with you.
Yeah, because I think naturally when we think customer, it's quite often leads to transactional. Yep. And transactional in one way is good because you're clearly selling product, but that doesn't mean they're going to come back to you. Where if it's your audience, it means I think there's a bit more loyalty from both sides, actually, on how you want to interact and engage and respect that you have for each other. And one thing we do know, if you've listened to any of our podcasts, you've heard us say this all the time, the power of retention of an audience member is so wonderful because it just means they have come to the point of having trust with you and loyalty with you, that it's a lot easier for them just to naturally think of you top of mind with your brand. And it's beyond just a great product. Let it be you make great coffee or got great skincare products and things like that. But they know more around your brand and they just love coming back to you, not just for the product.
Yep. And the cycle that you want to see is customers turning into audience who obviously you're engaged with and you're trying to understand. You get raving fans out of that audience, and then those raving fans, guess what? They're bringing more customers in the door, turn them into audience, and so on and so on and so it goes. And what it ends up doing is what we talk about is that loyalty, retention, all the really good stuff, which is really good for business. So here we go, 30 years experience of talking to and moving audiences. We try to keep this really simple, no matter what stage you're at as far as a brand or a business. Tips and tricks to start the building blocks of engaging and creating that audience and moving from looking at them as a customer and really getting that deeper connection with them. And this one is so easy to do, but I don't know whether every business owner or leader does it. And that's actually getting on the tools again and getting in front of the customer. I know for us in our media careers, Mickey, that might, as scary as it was, that meant jumping on the radio again or working with your breakfast show and using the phones and talking to the listeners. And when we do an event, make your way around and start to talk to them. So actually working inside of your business at the coalface, if you will, and meeting your audience.
Yeah, sometimes it was walking the pavement and being out in the streets and seeing how the audience was interacting with your brand. And if you're a store and you've got people coming in, then that's the part of that opportunity for you.
So that's a really easy one to do, and that's get on the tools. One that requires probably a budget and might not be for everyone. It depends on what maybe your challenge is, but paid research can be a real game changer.
In particular, if you know what you want to uncover, but not necessarily know how to go about it. You know, investing in a great research company that can do that. And we've got a partner that we work with for those deeper dive, more complex opportunities with our clients. And it's highly valuable because we can really tailor the kind of data we want to get for you.
And when we saw this in real time in our careers where we had a male-focused radio station, really tapped out the audience, can we gain some female audience? And how would we do that? Would it compromise the male audience? And that's where that paid research can give you some really good data to make some smart decisions.
Yeah, because the thing is here, let it be that you do it in a more cost-effective way and perhaps not with a research company or you have the money to back to go and do a deeper dive. The critical thing is making sure we're asking the right type of questions. So it's important to really understand the type of things that you really want to know. Some of the base level stuffs are, what they like about your brand or your product, what they dislike, what they think can improve, what words do they use to describe your brand, what are some of their interests. I know when we're working in media, sometimes we'd ask the question around things like, what's the biggest challenge you have in your life right now? Or what's the greatest thing on your wish list right now? Things that aren't necessarily directly linked to us, but absolutely is to our audience. So we're getting to know and understand them. So knowing that those kind of questions are important in the overall picture of us understanding the audience is such an important thing.
All right, now this next one is on the ground floor of simple. You might even go, oh, duh, but you'd be amazed how many don't actually look at this audience engagement tool. It's right there in front of you, all of your social media accounts, whichever one you have, whatever platform you're in. There's so much information and data that you can interact with to get a deeper understanding of that audience.
The great thing about the world we live in now is feedback is instant. So you've got to understand which you take seriously and what perhaps is not necessarily critical. Watch out for the trolls, but below that, there's absolutely some great insights of what people are saying about your brand, and you should be making sure you're reading that and taking it on board.
It really is the low-hanging fruit in terms of getting some intel about your audience that's at your fingertips there. Now, this next one, more time-consuming, certainly requires preparation, and I would suggest you absolutely need to have someone in your business or bring someone in who knows what they're doing so it's not a waste of time. Probably called focus groups. We call them audience advisory boards. And these can be, and I did find having run so many of them and trying to build an audience and understand them, a really effective tool of engaging and understanding an audience.
Yeah, very cost effective. Typically, the way we like to work them, we'll get 10 to 12 people that are part of your audience and ask them really tailored questions to get us some really great themes and insights of what they think around your brand. The important thing here is making sure we're asking the right questions, because if we simply go in there getting people to pat us on the back and telling us how great we are, then they're not overly valuable. The other thing I'd say here is you will not make a business decision based on one group of 10 to 12 people in a room. So we like to do 3 or 4 of those to pick up on themes more than anything. And that can help us guide what decisions we might make, not necessarily dictate the kind of decisions we'll make.
And sometimes it's about what they don't tell you. If, for example, you're a bakery and you've got the cheapest bread in town and you publicise that, your customers, your loyal customers, aren't repeating that back. There's some kind of issue going on there because you want to be famous for that. So these listener advisory boards, as much as they can be about telling or information about your brand, sometimes it's the things that they're not saying about your business or brand.
Spot on.
So just to summarize, don't look at them as customers. That's transactional. They are your audience. And your audience, you care about your audience. You want to get to know your audience. And there's some really easy ways to do it. Meet your audience. Get on the tools. Get on the shop front. Whatever you need to do to meet them. Paid research. Are you utilizing your socials and audience advisory boards? Can you bring them in to get them talking about your brand?
If you want to get in touch with us, you might want to add to the conversation, or you might even want to challenge us. That's okay too. We're on LinkedIn, Thinking Cap Solutions, all one word, or on the website, thinkingcapsolutions.com.au.
Thanks for listening.
See you.